We're live. Let's go. Got a lot to go over today. I hope everybody is doing well. So much. We're going to talk about the economy, of course. We're going to be looking at XRP, DeFi, stablecoin, Bitcoin, all kinds of just different news from around the crypto space. I've been putting this chat together for several days. And so really, really excited to get it going. I hope everyone is doing well. What's up, Hunter? Let's send it. Good to see you, man. Savage survival gameplay for beginners. XRP says XRP. What's up, Johan from Sweden? What's up, Johan? Hey, Ariana. Good to see you. All right. Where to begin? Aloha. What's up, After Dark? How are you? Let me put this together for you really quick. All right. Let's take a look first at this. All right. So, well, here, first we needed to say the channel just hit 10 million views. So I just want to thank everybody for all of their time that they dedicate to watching the content. I hope you are enjoying it. It has been an incredible ride. I just want to thank you so much for all of your support here at 10 million views. All right. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with currently. Bitcoin is down last 7 days, 7.3%. Looks like Ethereum is taking a beating, down 14% at $1,900. XRP is down 10% over the last 7 days at $2.23. BNB and Solana both down. Rest of the market is down. Look, Cardano down 25%. Pi down's 10%. Rest of the top 100. Is there anything in the green right now? Okay, there's a few things. Don't know anybody trading this or this. Celestia was kind of like 2023 news, right? No one's really trading Celestia. Kronos, Pax Gold, Mantle's barely up. Rest of stuff is in the dirt. Wow, Cardano has the biggest loss in the top 100 at 25.41, followed by Sonic right after it. Man, when money starts to leave the crypto market, it does extremely, extremely quickly. All right. Settlement news. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit, Walter. I see. I know what you're talking about. I have that news. We're going to get into it. Just let me get through the rest of the stuff. Michael's in the house. Recon's in the house. What's up, Recon? Corbin. What's up, Corbin? Paul. Cortina. Billion. Grant Oaks, Adam. Man, we got all kinds of new people in here. What's up, everybody? Good to see you all. LAX in the house. What's up, LAX? Brittany's here. Hey, Brittany. How are you? Old School. What's up, Old School? All right. Guys, do me a favor. If you're here, you're going to be hanging out for a while, enjoying the content. Hit like if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, feel like sharing it out. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, man, let me go ahead and just play this. I'm not going to play this full 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but let me just play it.
Whoa, buddy. Bitcoin's falling in price and everyone's freaking out. You can see it all over the internet. You can even see the fear in the eyes of the market if we take a look at the Coin Market Cap Fear and Greed Index. And right now, that index, it's flashing a big, bright red sign. Extreme fear, baby. The measurement is showing a 17 on the scale. That's the lowest reading we have seen in years. The last time we saw a reading this low, it was during the pandemic, which had caused a flash crash in 2020. And it was also during FTX when it was failing in 2022. Those were epic bottoms, and I'm going to bet that the current extreme fear one is an epic bottom right now too. But here's the thing, and this may surprise you. 1 year ago, the Fear and Greed Index was showing extreme greed with a reading of 92. So we went from 92 to 17 in 12 months. It's a big crash in excitement. But that's not the craziest part. Bitcoin is up approximately 20% during the same time frame. This is a perfect example of why you have to ignore the noise. Well, you have to stay focused on the long term. At the same time that the market went from excitement to bearish, Bitcoin's price went up 20%. Stop listening to everybody else. When everyone was excited, Bitcoin was still going higher. When everyone is scared right now, Bitcoin's likely going higher in the future too. The reason is that Bitcoin is a special asset. It is unlike anything we have previously seen. Don't take my word for it though. Take a listen to crypto czar David Sachs explain it from his perspective.
We do think Bitcoin is special. And I can get into the reasons
explain why. That's a great thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's the original cryptocurrency. It's the first one. It's the only one that doesn't have an issuer. right? It's very decentralized. It's, in crypto, they call this the immaculate conception. We don't really know how it got here. We don't know who Satoshi is. It's almost mystical, you would say.
Yes.
It's the most valuable one. It has a $2 trillion market cap, and it's the most secure. It's never been hacked, right? So we're now, over 15 years into this journey. And
it
so
is a miracle it hasn't been compromised. I think
So, I mean, there's so many things that I'd like to comment here. The most valuable one, just because something has the most money in it doesn't mean it's the most valuable one. Does anybody seriously think Bitcoin, in the long run, 5-10 years from now, is going to have the highest market cap when you're talking about the tokenization of assets? I love the fact that we went from, attacking crypto founders and companies to now embracing them. I love that we did the 180 and we are working our way towards, making America the crypto capital. That's all good and fun. But, we can only take it so far if we have highly intelligent people that can pick up the mantle and carry it. This guy, David Sachs, as of last week, he didn't even know where, America's crypto was and actually what crypto America owns. If you called me, if you said, Sensei, you're going to be the crypto czar of America, the first thing I would do is figure out how much crypto America actually owns and where is it? Who controls it? Where are the wallets? Like that would be like day one, first hour. But, 2 months have gone by and this guy doesn't have a clue. So, I'm hopeful for the best, but we still have people that kind of don't know what the fuck they're doing, taking up the mantle. That's just maybe my personal feeling after the kind of cluster F of last week. All good though. Hopefully it gets better. I mean, I don't even need to get into Tesla stock, forget that. All right. So we're going to get into a little bit of stuff, what's going on in the economy, because I feel it's really, really important. Let's go ahead and start here. So since February 20th, here, let's start at the top. The reason we look at, stock market, economy, and different things, if the US is the biggest financial market in the world, we need to understand, do retail investors have money to invest into highly speculative assets, which crypto are, right? And if you're seeing a big turn in like the stock market, you understand that a lot of people that trade in the stock market also trade in the crypto market. And if those people are selling their stocks, they might be selling their crypto as well. So I like to take a big macro view of all of this and what's going on. Here it is. So this was actually March 10th. I've been putting this video together since Sunday. And it says, over the last 2 months, the S&P and crypto have erased a combined $5.5 trillion in market cap. We have just witnessed one of the most sudden shifts in sentiment since 2020. If you remember 2020, that was the C19 issue. Let's begin with a little timeline. Markets have known the trade war was coming since early mid 2024. In December, tariff threats ramped up and saw many all-time highs in the S&P after that. Even after the trade war began on February 1st, we saw even more all-time highs. Here is that information if you want to take a look at it. Since February 20th, the S&P has erased a whopping 4.5 trillion. That's 350 billion in market cap per day the last 13 days straight. The NASDAQ is now just 8% away from entering a bear market for the first time since 2022. It does talk about, the trade war is simply the scapegoat. The real reason behind the market's decline is a sudden shift in appetite. We have gone from extreme greed to extreme fear in a matter of days. Positioning was so polarized that we have swung in the complete opposite direction. It does talk a little bit more about, where it gets even more interesting is that the institutional capital exited before this decline in tech stocks. Heading into 2025, hedge fund exposure to Magnificent Seven stocks fell to a 22-month low. I mean, there was a lot of froth in both markets, and I think this is just kind of washing out a lot of it. It does talk about on February 9th, institutional investors built the largest Ethereum short position in history. This came as retail investors piled into cryptos in hopes for a U.S. strategic reserve. Interesting, right? Like institutional investors understood that Ethereum was going to go down, even though all of this news about a strategic reserve was coming out. It's like, this is manipulation, right? Obviously, if you know something is going to happen, like the one thing they could have known here was, that Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, and ADA were going to be added to the U.S. strategic reserve, but the U.S. wouldn't have any money to buy additional assets, just use the ones already seized. A lot of crazy stuff happening around that. And then, this was just a few days ago. Obviously, things kind of have gone up and down since then. And then we also have gold is surging. Just in the last few days, gold has just kind of creeped up. This chart does look a little bit more zestier than it is, right? This is only going from like 219 to 947. So just like 30 something dollars, but it does look pretty juicy. It talks a little bit about gold. I mean, not a lot of us trade gold, so I don't really need to get into that too much. Talks about a little bit more about gold prices. Physical gold and demand in the U.S. is really surging. Early 2024. I'll leave this on the screen if you guys want to pause it and read it. But this confirms our thesis. Early 2024, gold has become the new global safe haven for trade above U.S. Treasury bonds. Guys, if you're not familiar with U.S. Treasury bonds, China used to be one of the biggest buyer of U.S. Treasury bonds. Now is one of the biggest sellers. Adding fuel to the fire in recent surge, the recession worries. Google search interest about a recession in the U.S. has surged to levels unseen since 2008 and 2020 pandemic. U.S. consumers perceived likelihood of a recession over the next 12 months rose to 67% in February. Remember, guys, a recession is considered when you have 2 negative quarters of GDP growth back to back. We did have 2 negative quarters of GDP growth back under the Biden administration, when we were still dealing with COVID. We didn't call it a recession then. I doubt they will call it a recession now. The U.S. government's year-to-date deficit for 2025, first year 2025, hit a record of $1.15 trillion in February. A new year-to-date record. The deficit is now $318 billion above 2024 levels at the same period, or a 30% higher increase. This, they're calling it a crisis. This is just a little bit more information about the deficit. I'm not going to read that. If you want to stop it and take a look at it, you can. It does look like CPI did come down a bit here. CPI inflation lower than expected. Sell stocks. We are entering a recession. CPI inflation higher than expected. Sell stocks. Rate cuts are canceled. CPI inflation as expected. Sell stocks. Inflation is not following. Sentiment is incredibly powerful. Let me go ahead and take, here's the numbers on inflation. February CPI inflation falls to 2.8%. Expectations were 2.9. That's good news. Core CPI inflation falls to 3.1%, below expectations at 3.2%. This marks the first decline in both headline and core CPI since July 2024. The reason this is really important is the U.S. needs to refinance debt. In order for the U.S. to refinance debt, rates need to come down. Let me go ahead and read you some more of this. Oh, damn. Hold on. Didn't want to do that. We are looking, this was 8 hours ago. Canada is imposing 25% retaliatory tariffs on $21 billion worth of U.S. goods. This comes just 10 hours after 25% tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum went live. The S&P actually went up because inflation was lower. So this was good news for the stock market. Ray Dalio warns that a severe U.S. supply-demand problem may lead to shocking developments per CNBC. He says that the U.S. will see shocking developments in terms of how debt crisis will be dealt with. We did talk a little bit about the tariffs already. The U.S. is no longer doubling tariffs on Canadian steel. So this is kind of exhausting to keep we are going to do this. We aren't going to do this. We are going to do this. We aren't going to do this. Canada's actually been playing this really well. A lot of people thought Canada was going to cave in to Trump's demands, and actually Canada's been putting it to him. So, hopefully these two people can get together. Mark Carney and Donald Trump. Mark Carney is going to take over Justin Trudeau's job as the Prime Minister of Canada. I don't know when that's supposed to be, but I know it's coming. Mark Carney is actually former bank governor of England. So this gentleman actually knows people, Ripple and XRP. We're going to talk about that here in just a bit. Oh, here you go. Here's the clip I wanted to show you. All right, we're going to get into crypto stuff. I just wanted to go over some economy stuff, guys. It's too early to tell what's going to happen. There is a lot of worry. There is a lot of stress on the system. But things could go either way right now. I think if cooler heads prevail, we kind of stop the trade war talks. I think things can kind of get back to normal. But that's not up to, obviously, you and I. That is up to the president, and we'll see what he wants to do. So here you go. Former Governor Mark Carney, Bank of England. The world is teaming up with private sector Ripple to transform money through DLT. Let's play this.
Most fundamentally, money needs to change to serve the new economy. Through trial and many errors, we found a partnership in which the private sector, namely banks, create most of the money, but in which central banks use the price of money to control the demand for money creation. Money can change because of fundamentally transformative innovations, including advances in cryptography and artificial intelligence. Our economies are now undergoing two great rewirings, the digital revolution and the sustainable transformation. Some of those innovations to close gaps in the payment system are good, such as new forms of distributed finance that drive efficiencies in security settlements, and innovations that reduce the costs of cross-border payments.
What's really interesting, though? You do have somebody that is now going to be in charge of an entire country that is bullish on digital assets and crypto, right? We get that the U.S. is trying to go that way, but Mark Carney actually understands the technology to a greater extent than most people do. And so it'll be interesting to see what Canada decides to do. I know Canada's a pretty crypto-friendly place, but we'll have to see. And then here's that information about the $9.2 trillion. The U.S. government faces a significant refinancing challenge of $9.2 trillion in debt this year, with a substantial portion needing to be refinanced between January and June, where 70% of the maturing debt must be refinanced during this period. The U.S. is already spending. God, what are they spending? We're spending $1 trillion on interest right now on the U.S.'s debt. Just to give you some perspective, the U.S. usually takes in about $5 trillion in taxes per year. If you're spending $1 trillion on interest, you're spending 1/5 of all money that is coming in to do things to create jobs in the country, industry, different sectors of the economy, building out and testing. This is definitely going to be bad. If the U.S. were to get to a place where it's like $60 trillion in debt, I think the interest on that alone would be like $2 to $3 trillion. Like, we would just be at a place where it's just you can't come back from it, right? You do have the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says regulating crypto is a national security concern. I do like hearing that. Let me play this for you.
You talked about regulatory uncertainty. One of the areas our students are interested is in cryptos, digital assets. What do you think is likely to happen there with stablecoin bills and what the SEC gets to do, what the CFTC gets to do, what needs to happen through legislation? Is there a timeline?
That's another thing, as soon as possible. And now I'm really heartened by the fact that this president has embraced this new digital currency and crypto and blockchain and all that. We have an AI czar and crypto czar, and David Sachs, who comes from the industry and is very knowledgeable and excellent at what he does. They had a big, they had the big gathering at the White House a couple of days ago, and the president said in simple terms, he said, the people who will be regulating crypto now love crypto and they don't hate crypto. As simple as that sounds, it's a pretty important formula. People who will embrace the new technology and come up with a really sort of a market structure framework that will help it to flourish. We don't want other countries to jump ahead of us on this. And certainly we're in a competition with China on everything. It's a national security concern in some respect that we stay in front of them on AI and crypto and everything that comes from big tech. And I think we have the right people in place to do that. So they will help guide Congress. You don't want to turn Congress loose to regulate
Yep.
something they don't fully understand.
Facts.
Okay? So we had a
We at the Pasaris Center are willing and ready to help them
yes,
figure
thank
that
you,
out.
thank you. We'll need it. We'll need it. There's a lot of interest. The interest level is much higher than the understanding. I don't mean just among Congress. I mean among everyone. And so we have a steep learning curve, education. We're sort of blue ocean territory in some ways on this. And so we got to be careful. We don't want Congress to over-regulate it. We don't want to stifle innovation, but you certainly do need some stability on a cryptocurrency that a lot of people don't fully even understand.
I think that's pretty evident right now. Actually, I like what he said here. We do need to educate first and then create laws and regulation, because if people don't know what they're doing and they just go out and they're just voting on things that they don't fully understand, it's really pointless. I did want to touch base in the chat really quickly. Some really interesting things. Crypto Sensei, first rain, then sun. Hey man, I hear you, Lucko. I definitely hear you. You know what? It can't always be good things going on, right? Like sometimes we have to flush out the garbage to get to where we need to go. And so let's just hope that, these people got a plan. Billy says, I reached out to Patrick Bet David for you, waiting for a reply. Listen, if that dude's willing to have me on the show, I'll bring the heat. There's a lot of really incredibly smart people in the XRP space. It would be an honor if he's interested. I would set him straight on a lot of things, right? I think like he just doesn't he understands payments, but he doesn't understand like the compliance, security, tokenization, treasury bills, stable coins. He doesn't understand like any of that piece, right? He just is like, oh, if we take over Swift, like, hey, yes, payments are cool, but I'd rather have like $200 or $300 trillion of tokenized debt or something like that, right? Added to the XRP ledger than doing $5 trillion a day in payments. We'd make a whole lot more money. So we'll see. I have no idea what you're talking about here. Hard light. Oh, are you talking about this person? You think you're talking about that? Let's see here. Yes, go ask him yourself. PBD and the Sensei. I'd love to talk with the gentleman. Patrick calls it Bitcoin versus Ripple. Dude, like it's not even a verse thing. Like this would be such a dumb conversation. I've had a I don't even know what you would call it, but like a versus battle between XRP and Bitcoin, and like I smoked the person. I completely smoked him. He's like, hey, we should do this again. And I was like, let's do it. And then he's like, maybe we shouldn't do this again. Oh man. Bowtie Mike Johnson. Yeah, I got you. Was Pat, I don't know what he's doing. So like here, we're gonna talk about that in just a bit, guys. Let me get to it because I know that's what's really on your mind here. Let me just hold on. I gotta get through a few more things before we get to some XRP stuff, but I do have you know what? Let me just skip to that, man. I'll skip to that. Hold on. You guys are talking about this, right? All right. Now I'm sure that you've seen these clips, right? But let's watch them together. And then we can talk about it together, okay? But I don't think this was like for clicks. I don't think the guy cares about clicks. I think he's got enough money to just not do engagement farming. I think what this is really based around is that, when Trump is actually tweeting about XRP, I think people start to notice it, right? Because for a long time, XRP's always been like the redheaded stepchild of the crypto market because of the SEC lawsuit. And I think people are starting to pay attention now. So let's play it. Let's hear what he has to say. Some of us haven't heard this clip. We got 1,000 people watching, guys. If you can, please like and share the space. We are going to play some of this right now. Let's go.
Happens. If XRP replaces Swift and FedNow, you know what happens? Let me give you some numbers here. XRP's ledger processes transactions in 3 to 5 seconds at nearly no cost, making it significantly faster and cheaper than Swift. So Swift processes $5 trillion daily, or 1.25 quadrillion annually. If you didn't know what that was, quadrillion annually, Swift. If XRP captures 5 to 10% of volume, let's just say 10% of volume, $125 trillion annually. The demand for XRP, by the way, could be any of these other technologies we're talking about. Analysts estimate that a $10 trillion market cap could push XRP's price to $100 per token with full replacement potentially driving it up to $1,000. Now, who those analysts are, I'm willing to bet those analysts own Ripple. And that's why they're writing this. Hey, analysts, just because I say analyst says, it doesn't mean they're 100% right, but yeah, it is a way of looking at what could happen with this. If this were to happen, it's a big deal. Now, the roadblock that they have are a couple things. One is the SEC lawsuit that has slowed adoption, but a resolution could boost institutional confidence. Regulatory approval, especially in the US, is critical for widespread adoption. Let me unpack the legal trouble. Let's just go back 4 or 5 years so you kind of know what's going on here. December 22nd, 2020, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple Labs and its executive, Brad Garlinghouse, alleging that the sale of XRP constituted an unregistered securities offering worth over $1.3 billion. Then in April of 2021, Judge Sarah Netburn granted a motion limiting the SEC's access to the personal financial records of Garlinghouse and Larson, marking a procedural win for Ripple. Then 2 years later, July 13, 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres issued a mixed ruling. XRP was not deemed a security when sold on public exchanges, but institutional sales violated securities law. Ripple was fined $125 million, significantly less than the original $2 billion. Then we go to October 2024. SEC filed an appeal against Judge Torres' ruling, seeking clarity on XRP's clarification. Ripple's leadership criticized the appeal, and XRP's value experienced volatility, dropping to a 11% following the news. November 2024, reports surfaced that Gary Gensler planned departure in January 2025. Hello, that was a big moment for them because Gary was a guy that was not happy about it. He kind of had some favors with a couple friends he had different places. Legal experts, including attorney Jeremy Hogan, speculated that this could lead to a resolution of Ripple case by spring or early summer of 2025. December 2nd, XRP's market performance showed significant growth with 123% growth, increased since SEC's initial lawsuit, showing signs of optimism. So who knows what's going to be happening? When the president, his name is Donald Trump, and he puts something on Truth Social, and the first one he puts up is XRP, then the retweet, he says, let me also give some love to Bitcoin and Ethereum. That means some of the people behind closed doors that are in his ear, like a guy like Elon Musk and some of the other people, maybe something's about to happen. I would be paying attention. That's all I'm saying to you.
Okay. So really, like, let me just go through this with you, because I made a video about this that, like, I thought was really good video. And I found out after I made the video and my guy edited it, Cass edited it, that the sound was messed up. So I re-recorded the video today. That'll come out maybe tomorrow. But I brought over some of the information from the video. I didn't close it all. So let me show you this. Like, this is some crazy shit. Okay, so like, how much money do you think the world could save today by moving to blockchain like XRP, right? The average XRP transaction costs 0.0002 cents. Okay. So, I wanted to better understand this so I could, my job is to teach people about this. Like, why should they care about this? Why is this going to have an impact on your life? And, I put this video together. So, the FX market, which is a huge market, does about $7.5 trillion a day in transfers. Okay. And just so you know, like, if you're curious about how much an average XRP transaction is, it's 0.002, right? So using that number, Ripple, through their partnerships, covers 90% of the FX market. Watch this.
And since 2016, we've helped serve hundreds of customers, allowing them access to over 70 different payout markets, which represents over 90% of the global FX market. And in that time, as Monica mentioned yesterday, we processed over 27.
All right, I don't need to get into the details. They processed, $27 billions in payments, but Ripple covers 90% of the FX market. Okay. So what I wanted to better understand here, and like, I really wanted to take a facts-based approach to this, was how much money in fees is generated from this $7.5 trillion, right, a day. And so foreign exchange fees range from 1% to 3%, sometimes being 1% to 4%. Okay. So We understand between if it's like Visa or MasterCard, if it's your bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, et cetera, or if it's like SEPA, have to do with the SEPA institution. We understand how much money it could be. So just taking the average, daily trading volume of 7.5 trillion using 2%, right? It's $150 billion in fees every single day. All right. So I wanted to better understand, right? How many transactions usually happen in a day. The average transaction size is $1 million, and it's about 7.5 million transactions per day. Obviously, they can go lower and higher. And then so I said, instead of 1 to 3% charge for FX payments, let's say you use the XRP with the average cost of 0.002. Now, if you didn't see the video that I put out, if you didn't watch it because the audio was fucked up, how much do you think is the savings here? Really? How much money do you think the savings is? Well, let me show you. So instead of $150 billion a day, you could use XRP and it would literally be $1,500 a day to do the same amount of transactions. You go from 150 billion to $1,500. Okay. And it's 150 billion a day, right? So, I mean, what is that? 150 billion, 150 times 365. You're looking at $54 trillion, right? Isn't that what it is? Let me see. What is $150 billion every day for 1 year? I think that's right. Let me see. 50. Yeah, I was right. $54 trillion. Okay. So you could save $54 trillion by using crypto over the old system, just in the FX markets, right? And the XRP ledger is built for this. It's all of these different currency pairs. You have over 5,400 currency pairs. As the world moves to blockchain, you're going to have more and more stable coins that are created on the XRP ledger, not just dollar denominated stable coins, but euro and pound and whatever other currency there is. I'd imagine it's going to be most of them. We'll be able to trade in and out of this stuff, right? $54 trillion. Like, that is not a small number. And so I also took this a step further. I wanted to better understand how much money is being moved around the planet every single day. It's $21 trillion. Hey, Sensei, why is XRP case taking such a long time? I got you on this. Here, let's talk about this real quickly. So, actually, here, I got something that exactly explains this. Let me just find it for you, and I can bring it up on the screen. 1 second. Here it is. Let me bring this up for you. I got you. Check it out. So the question is, why is the XRP case taking a long time? And so here's Eleanor Terrett on this, okay? She says, two well-placed sources tell me that the SEC versus Ripple case is in the process of wrapping up and could be over soon. My understanding is that the delay in reaching an agreement is due to Ripple's legal team negotiating more favorable terms regarding the August district court ruling, which imposed a $125 million fine on the company, which included permanent injunction preventing the company from selling XRP to institutional investors. Okay. The argument, I'm told, is that if the new SEC leadership is wiping the enforcement slate clean from all previously targeted crypto firms because it believes regulatory clarity will resolve the underlying issue, why should Ripple be penalized? Accepting the Torres ruling as it stands would mean that Ripple essentially is agreeing to admit to wrongdoing, but now the SEC itself is seemingly unsure whether any wrongdoing occurred. There's no real playbook for this kind of thing, which could explain why the case is taking a little bit of extra time. I hope that answers your question. Sensei Revered Zombie has questions above Ripple gifting XRP to the US. I will find it. Thank you so much. Let me see. Reverend Zombie. Here we go. I found you. Thank you, Ariana. So it says, Sensei, I have a question. This video reminds me a lot of why would Ripple gift XRP to the US? Well, I just read you the reason why Ripple can't really sell it to the US. Well, there's two things. Here. One is Trump created the strategic reserve with a stroke of his pen, right? Through decree. You know, when you bypass Congress and do God, what is it called? It's not a hold on. When it's called something, I just can't think of it right now. When a president signs something into law without using Congress, it's a hold on one second. Executive order. That's what I was looking for. So Trump created he created the strategic reserve through executive order. And so there's no money to buy XRP, Solana, and ADA. Okay. Nobody told Trump that the US doesn't actually have XRP, Solana, and ADA. I think Trump wants to have these currencies in there, but the US either it doesn't have any money to buy them because Congress didn't, come up with it. And so the only way to get XRP into the federal government's hands is to gift it to them. Okay. I hope that helps you, man. I hope that helps you better understand it. But why would Ripple, if Ripple was allowed to pay 125 million fine with XRP, that could give a great way to reduce the circulating supply. You're absolutely right. But I mean, $125 million in XRP is what, like 60 million XRP? It's not like too much though, right? XRP is at $2.20. I don't have the exact math, but it's close, right? So that's a tough one. Maybe a global cyber attack. Lucko, hopefully no cyber attacks, man. That would be bad. I would lose my shit not being able to use like the internet or my phone or talk with you beautiful people. I would just get crazy. So we talked about the case. Everyone's good on that. Everyone understands it. Let me see here. What we got some new stuff. What's the upside for Ripple to do that? I mean, getting XRP into the US government's hands is a whole bunch of things, right? Being able to go into a meeting of any kind with any financial institution or financial market infrastructure and say that, we are so big, that the US government actually has XRP. Just to be able to say that, I mean, you think about it, it would be just enormous, right? So I think that's what they want, man. What's cracking, Sensei? Vet? Are we talking about VeChain? Is that what you're asking me, George? Let's see what this person is saying. So Sensei, hello, my friend. I have a question. How much XRP is a good amount in general? Greetings from Greece. Well, hey, hello from Greece. I hope you're having an incredible day. Great question. It all depends on what your comfort level is and what you have to lose, right? I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't take anything I say as financial advice. Everybody's different. Some people believe that they, instead of having money in their bank, that they should just keep buying crypto. Some people believe that they should put only, 1% or 5% or whatever percent in, into crypto as part of their portfolios. Some people, might only have 500 or 1,000 XRP because that's all they can afford. So it really differs depending who the person is. Me personally, I'm going to try to add as much XRP as I can until I can't anymore, So like, even if I only add a few hundred a month or 1,000 a month or whatever it is a month, then that's what I add. So Mango Trades, you're asking if 220 is a good entry. I think with all of the news around ETFs, I think the market is just, I think people are like, when you're in a car and you're going on the freeway, someone slams on the brakes and you get that like that. I think we're just having whiplash back and forth. I think the market you should have, another 6, 8, maybe even 12 months of good market ahead. Some people believe that the market's going to end like September, October. Some people think the end of the year. Some people think the market's already over. So it's really hard to tell you exactly where we are. Oh, thanks, Captain. Yes, executive order. That's what I was looking for. Vitho, I don't hold any VeChain or Vitho like I used to, but I moved on from that, man. I just donated to the USA 199 XRP. Anthony, I don't think you can donate XRP to the USA, man. Like, I think you're donating XRP to a scammer. I haven't seen anything that's like legitimate where you can donate XRP to anyone. So please keep that in mind, bro. Anyways, what's up, Red Panda? Good to see you, man. How are you? Like, listen, there's a lot of really good news coming out for XRP. Like, let me show you some more stuff, guys. Okay. Even though we kind of like skipped a bunch of stuff in the chat, let me see here. Like we have, here it is, right? Here are all the different filings. There's 17 different filings from 9 firms around XRP ETFs. This is going to create billions of dollars worth of demand for XRP. I think you're going to have more of a demand for XRP than Ethereum has a demand for it, right? Because people just didn't really care for the Ethereum ETFs just yet. There was also this clip from Peter Bet David that a lot of people are talking about. Let's just play it. It's 53 seconds, and then we can move on.
There. For someone that doesn't want to specialize in this, it is something you have to pay attention to. Here's why. Let's just say XRP decides to, all of a sudden, they replace SWIFT. Let's say that happens. If XRP replaces SWIFT and FedNow, you know what happens? Let me give you some numbers here. XRP's ledger processes transactions in 3 to 5 seconds at nearly no cost, making it significantly faster and cheaper than SWIFT. So SWIFT processes $5 trillion daily, or 1.25 quadrillion annually. If you didn't know what that was, quadrillion annually, SWIFT. If XRP captures 5 to 10% of volume, let's just say 10% of volume, $125 trillion annually. The demand for XRP, by the way, could be any of these other technologies we're talking about. Analysts estimate that a $10 trillion market cap could push XRP's price to $100 per token.
Okay, a $10 trillion market cap would push XRP's price way past 100. It'd be like $170, maybe $180, give or take. But the reason I wanted to show you here, guys, is this. So I wanted to better understand like how much money is actually moving around the planet. So according to various sources, an estimated of $21 trillion moves around the planet daily. Okay. This is including SWIFT and other sources. So I wanted to better understand like how much money could XRP save the world every single day, and how much is that a year? And let me just show you this really quickly. So, you know, these guesstimates are not perfect. Every single payment is different. It is impossible to get data on how much each payment, you know, was and who sent what and how much it was. But here are some of the fees associated with some of this stuff. So, you know, some of these bank transfers can be $35 or $50. Some of the stuff with like mobile money transfers, they can charge you up to 6.35%. Some of the stuff is like 3.5%. So this stuff really varies, right? But here you go. Any idea on how many payments on average are made every year or every day to move this 21 trillion? Like I'm trying to get more data points. Didn't really have too much data on that. Did talk about business to business cross-border payments, 27.8 trillion. That wasn't really helpful. I asked, you know, how much money is, you know, how much money in fees is generated per day on 21 trillion. Obviously, this is using a higher percentage. So guys, so please understand this. This is 6.5%. This is on the higher end. But even if you cut this in half, you're talking about, you know, almost $700 billion a day in fees on this 21 trillion. Okay. You know, and I wanted to better understand like how much money could be saved if you used XRP instead of using our traditional banking system, which is very costly. And here's the data. Okay. So remember, this is on the, you know, higher 6.7%. Obviously, if this is like 3%, just cut all these numbers in half. But you would be saving cost per day is basically 1.3 trillion. With XRP, it'd be 4.2 billion. Okay. Now, if you cut this in half, and this was 600 and maybe, what was that? 675? No, 682 billion dollars would be half of that, right? You would still save $250 trillion a year. Okay. At a higher percentage, this is costing you an additional $500 trillion in fees. Using XRP, guys, obviously, you know, it's like 1/400th the cost using XRP over the current system. So you know, just stuff like this makes me believe that the world wants to move towards this stuff. It's just people need to understand how important this is. Like how much money in fees is generated. This is why banks don't want anything to change. If you're making billions of dollars in a day, or billions of dollars a month or a year in fees, you don't want anything to change. So anyway, my friend Joe has has 400,000 XRP. Your friend Joe is balling. All right. Any other questions here that I'm seeing that I need to answer? You guys talking with each other. Cost XRP doesn't mean what will be charged. Matthew, you could pick apart anything that I just went over. We're using the averages. Okay. Obviously it could be different, could be lower, could be higher. It's the averages, right? All right, let's keep it going. All right, let me go back to some of this stuff here. I did want to talk about this. I have some other XRP news, but let me get through some of this first. Kevin O'Leary, don't really love Kevin O'Leary, but anyways, he says, why are the markets not reacting to Washington's positive stance on crypto? This is his response. Let me play it.
I think they're reacting the same way the overall market, equity markets, bond markets are very volatile right now because of all of the policy changes going on, both domestically and internationally, is being debated through tariffs, everything else. There was a lot of excitement in the crypto market prior to the news. So buy on the rumor, sell on the news is applying here as well. But everybody that's involved in crypto knows volatility is the hallmark of this asset class. The vol on Bitcoin alone, the granddaddy asset, is extraordinary. So if you can't handle this, don't bother investing in it. I think by now everybody's learned that.
I mean, he's not wrong on some of that stuff. You did have Trump talking earlier today in the Oval Office. Let me play his 57 seconds for you.
It will be stronger than ever before. I think the markets are going to soar when they see what's happening. I'll tell you what, I'm called every day by numerous big companies. I spoke at the Business Roundtable yesterday. They had the largest attendance they've ever had. And these are only the CEOs and chairmen, but mostly the people that run the boss, the people that run the top 150 companies. 150 people showed up. Every single company showed up. First time it ever happened. It's been around a long time. The biggest business leaders. We had a great discussion. It went really well. And I want to tell you, there's tremendous optimism out there about our country in terms of regulations being cut, in terms of taxes being cut. And it would be great if the Democrats would do what's right. It would be great if the Democrats would do what's right for our country for a change, because they really are there. They've lost their way. They've lost their way.
All right. Take that with what you will. Tracer put this out. Trump is actively dumping crypto markets. $780 billion was liquidated. Bitcoin going to 21,000. God damn. This guy is very bearish. Cryptocurrency markets are showing the worst performance in the last 6 months. The crowd has lost billions and completely capitulated from the market. Sentiment is purely bearish. Man, it is kind of crazy to look at the top 100. And, part of this, guys, is meme coins. Like, meme coins truly has screwed up the crypto market. I blame Solana, Pump Fund. Billions of dollars have been lost that normally would go into these tokens on meme coins. It's just kind of sad. It really is kind of sad. I don't know. Would it be safe or healthy to ban meme coins for the rest of the market to do well? Because people are just straight gambling right now, and it's kind of crazy. Trump is pursuing two main goals he wants to achieve as soon as possible: lowering interest rates because he needs to refinance the debt, and reducing the cost of servicing national debt. Based on the macroeconomic inflation data, Trump's policies are starting to work effectively, this person is saying. Inflation has decreased and even fell below expectations. So, what I don't understand, and maybe somebody can help me better understand this. When something bad, something as bad has happened with the economy over the last 2 months, Trump has blamed it on the Biden economy, right? That it's, stuff that left over from the Biden economy. All of the stuff that is bad is Biden's fault. But then when something good happens, Trump is right there to take credit for it. Does anyone else notice that? Anyone else? Whatever. Okay. if you're gonna claim it's one way or another, like if all the bad stuff is Biden's fault, then the good stuff that is also happening is Biden's fault as well, right? I just, you can't take credit. Like, there's always that kid on the playground, right? That always kind of like, would make fun of everybody. And then like when somebody made fun of him, couldn't handle it, and stormed out of the classroom. I think that's similar to what we're experiencing here. Low inflation is needed for interest rate cuts, which directly impacts the inflow of large capital flow into the market. Loans become cheaper. Big players develop the appetite for risk. In 2020, when inflation was below 1%, interest rates were massively reduced. I think, if markets don't improve over the next like 6 to 8 months, I guarantee you're going to see money printing. I mean, you're going to see money printing anyway, but as money gets cheaper, people will have access to, cheaper money, easier to get. Banks will kind of not be tightening as much, and things can start flowing again. I mean, the market was so incredibly back in 2021. We're going to really need to change a few things if we're going to get back to those times, right? Trump is following the same scenario and trying to implement it as soon as possible. The chart of interest rates and Bitcoin prices are identical to 2020, and it seems that we are close to a repeat. So a lot of people are thinking the market is going to head up. The current market crash is actually beneficial for Trump in the short term. When markets decline, investors tend to reduce risks and invest in bonds. This is exactly what Trump is aiming for, to avoid paying $7 trillion in 6 months and instead refinancing at a lower rate. That's why tariffs are introduced, causing uncertainty in the market and a significant drop. This is all part of the plan. Okie dokie. Man, it's crazy to see how much this debt just went up. Look at this. 2019, we were at 22 trillion. 29 in 5 years. In 5 years, we added $15 trillion in debt. Imagine another 5 years, another 10 years where we're going to be. Kind of crazy stuff, man. Kind of crazy stuff. It does look like the ECB is moving forward with a central bank digital currency. We'll know more information in October. I don't really need to read all of this stuff to you. Once we have some real definite information about that, I'll let you know. Real world asset season is coming. This is one of the areas in crypto that I do think people should pay attention to. There are some assets here, DAG, HBAR, AVAX, XDC, Algo, ADS, that are, in these areas. I don't want to go into that. It does look like Bitcoin liquidation heat map looks bullish by altcoins. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about buying altcoins right now. Bitcoin reversal time has come. Altcoins are about to take off soon. Guys, remember, if you start seeing Ethereum starting to go insane, that is like the key sign that altcoins are about to run pretty hard. Okay. We'll have to see how all this plays out. I don't really want to get into more of this graphic stuff here. Let's just keep it going here. I did think this was an interesting clip. This is the Franklin Templeton CEO, Jenna Johnson. Let me play this.
Say that one of the best opportunities now is cryptocurrencies, though crypto has had some problems. What do you tell people that say they want to be in cryptocurrencies? Do you offer the opportunity for people to invest in crypto through Franklin Templeton?
Yes, actually we do. So first of all, I always say that that Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is happening in financial services today. So I wish, because every time everybody gets in a conversation about crypto, it leads into a conversation about whether this currency, whether it's Dogecoin or Bitcoin, is of value. Forget that. That's like a religion. You either get a believer and a non-believer, and they're never going to agree. But blockchain as a technology and what it can do is going to be hugely disruptive. So not only is it going to be disruptive on traditional back offices and just create much greater efficiency, but disruption on business models.
I think that was interesting. She's saying Bitcoin is a greatest disruption or greatest distraction. Blockchain technology in a whole has extreme value. Like, this is where all of this value is going to come eventually, right? It's like, how long is it going to take to bring the stock market, the bond market, the derivative market? How long is it going to take to move this value on chain, right? It's going to take years, but once they start, is it a little bit and then a whole lot, or are they going to drip it? Like, how is that going to take place? I'd love to understand that. Franklin Templeton did file an S1 for an XRP ETF. We'll see that soon. It does look like Coinbase secures registration in India. So Coinbase is coming to India. And then here is a complete list of all the ETFs. There's 17 of them so far. Got a few other things here I want to get to. I did put this Caspa report into Cryptonaires, guys. So if you're in Cryptonaires, just go under Sensei's Signals. This whole report's there. I think it's really interesting to take a look at. A lot of really incredible things happening around in the Caspa ecosystem. I'm not going to go through that with you today. Let me keep going here. There's a few other things I need to talk with you guys about, and then I'll answer some of your questions. I did like this clip from Verson, Black Swan Capitalist. Let me play it for you.
What we see with crypto is a solution seeking a problem. So you're actually looking at something here where you have a technology that will be a solution to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that it's right now trying to solve is the wrong problem.
Mm-hmm.
So people are talking about this as currencies. I think what you have down beneath, you have the blockchain technology, the checks and balances, the smart contracts, and whatever that can trigger in terms of things where you can take out the middleman in the financial sector and many places, make it more secure to trade across the world. So we actually know I will actually own that whatever property somewhere, and I don't need a South African, Danish, whatever, where we come from in the world, to lawyer to tell me that I do that. There will be checks and balances. That I think has a tremendous worth. That will be supporting. That will be the next layer of the internet, as we know. It will be what actually helps us trade more in the world, because we will be able to go out and we can trust.
A lot of really good information there. I mean, I think people talking about replacing third parties is a big interest to all this stuff. I see you guys really get excited when we talk about Trump and Biden. It's really difficult to talk about one without the other. I mean, I'm not going to get too much more into it, guys, but deep breaths, okay? It's hard to look at all this data with what's going on in the economy. Like who the good things that happen, the bad things that happen, it can't just go like one way or the other, right? I think we understand that, right? As adults, right? We understand that if we're going to blame somebody else for something, if something good happens and we're blaming that one person for all of this other stuff, the good stuff is actually their fault too, right? So at what point is like Trump's policies, right, going to be like, when does he own the economy? That's what I want to better understand. Like, I'm not talking shit about him. I'm trying to understand the economy stuff, man. All right. Sunshine Act meeting does look like we are getting closer to a resolution with Ripple and XRP. Bitcoin open interest on Binance has dropped 30% in 2 weeks, around 3.5 billion. Retail is not buying, institutions are. I think we need to understand that market manipulation is happening in the crypto market by big institutions, and they're basically sucking up all of the good crypto assets, and retail is just getting fucked. I did think this was interesting. This person's calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scam. I'll play the first minute and a half of this, and I'll try to address some of your questions in the meantime.
Said is, I think what they're looking to do is to pump the price of Bitcoin so they can swap it for land. So if I'm the whales and I'm a small percentage of the Bitcoin owners, but I have, what would you say, 60 to 70% of the outstanding Bitcoin?
So I'm not sure, honestly. I think just even one Bitcoin, you're in the top 1% of holders, just having one Bitcoin.
But you have a very high concentration of ownership in a small number of hands.
Sure, that's what
right.
I mean.
So you have whales. There's no way for the whales to get out. But if they can swap for land, if they can swap the federal government, because we know Howard Lutnick has been very aggressive about talking about the fact that the U.S. balance sheet has $500 trillion worth of land and mineral resources. If you can use government purchases to run the value of Bitcoin up and swap it for the land, in theory, I think what these guys are going to do is propose that is revenue neutral. If you're 63% of Utah is federal land, it's even more. I think it's 67% in Idaho. And that's very beautiful, very valuable land. If you can run the price of Bitcoin up and swap it and say it's revenue neutral, you can basically swap nothing for something and get that land for free. It's a land grab. So I got to tell you, Bitcoin's totally a Ponzi scheme.
I thought that was interesting. Bitcoin's totally a Ponzi scheme. All right. I did like this one. The government is unlocking the U.S. financial system's ability to make superior assets in form of Web3 blockchain-based assets. This is something really positive that the Trump administration is doing, pushing forward with regulation around digital assets. Republicans have been leading the charge about digital assets for many years, actually. It was a painful 4 years watching the Biden administration attack the crypto market. Man, it is a complete 180 to see what we're seeing these days with the crypto market, right? If we could do a little bit better planning on like the strategic reserve stuff and what's in it and how we can set it up, like we really need to get Congress involved in this. You have a majority of Republicans that understand crypto. You have a small sliver of Democrats that understand crypto. Like it would have been so cool to see, $100 billion or $200 billion passed by Congress to buy some of these digital assets. I think that's what a lot of people were hoping was going to happen, but we'll see.
So the ideal state from our point of view is that you have a traditional financial system, financial product, and then you have a blockchain-based next generation Web3 financial product. And that Web3 financial product is a lot better. It provides you more information to manage risk. It's lower cost to manage and operate and administer. It's easier to acquire because complying with the requirements to acquire it are more automated. This is the first thing the government, I know, is already doing, is it's unlocking the U.S. financial system's ability to make a superior asset in the form of a Web3 blockchain-based asset, which makes sense because that's the first real use case of blockchains is these, and then smart contracts and Oracle networks. It's these financial use cases.
All right. This is a great clip too from Max Avery talking about XRP market cap. Let me play it.
You've probably heard people say that XRP can't hit big numbers because of market cap. Well, what if I told you they're completely wrong? And here's why. Everyone's using an outdated playbook. They're treating XRP like it's a stock, but here's the thing. XRP isn't a company. It's a global payment network, and that changes everything about what we're talking about. You have to remember that XRP is a utility for the entire financial system's plumbing. For XRP to handle global payments, it needs liquidity. Basically, it needs enough value to move massive amounts of money instantly, and we're talking about trillions of dollars in daily transactions. If you think that sounds too wild, remember that 20 years ago, people laughed at the idea of trillion-dollar companies even existing. Now we have several, and everything's totally changed. Here's what most people miss. XRP's value won't come from traders buying and selling. It'll come from banks and businesses actually using it to move money. The more money that needs to move, the more value XRP needs to have. Simple as that. So next time someone tells you that XRP can't reach certain prices because of market cap, remember this. They're using old rules for a completely new game. The potential isn't set by market cap. It's limited by how much of the world's money needs to move. And that number, it's bigger than you think. The future of money isn't about market cap at all. It's about utility. And that changes everything about what's possible.
Hold on. I wanted to address something that somebody mentioned in the comments. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. So where do you find this information? Biden printed 1 trillion every 90 days, holds the record. So if Trump has his hands, so question, when I Google, like when I search this and it pulls, AI from Fox Business, Investopedia, heritage.org, it doesn't come up with that information. So, I'd love to better understand what you're talking about because you're not the first, person I've heard make that same comment. And I just can't find the data that agrees with what you're saying. So if you can send me something on Twitter, just so I can better understand that, I would love to really understand that because this is even pulling from Fox Business, and you would think Fox Business would do everything they can to put what's his name in a better light. So anyways, love to better understand that. What's up, Adam? Good to see you, man. Dace Miller, what's up, Crypto Sensei from Colorado? I appreciate your channel and watch every video. Oh, right on, man. I'm 5 months new to crypto and I'm learning a lot from watching your videos. Dace, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, man. The growth on the channel has just been incredible, guys. Really, I'm in shock every day when I wake up and 50,000 of you or 100,000 of you watch the video. I just thank you, man. Yeah, guys, remember to thank Ariana. She's the one holding down the chat from all the craziness. So without her, I wouldn't be able to do these chats. So big shout out to her. All right, let's keep moving here. We did have a new partnership here. It looks like XRP Ledger and real-world-assets.xyz. A lot of really cool things happening in the Ripple atmosphere. Here's some announcements. We're not going to really read them, but let me just show you what this looks like. You do have, this is like to collect more data, right? XRP Ledger, you got the website. You have metrics, real world asset market caps, real world asset holders. Oh, you have to upgrade your account. That sucks. But here you have ArcX, Open Eden. Oh, damn. I'm even getting hit up by the AI. That's cool. All right. I wanted to show you this. Okay. Look at the total value in this. This is how new this ecosystem is, right? You don't even have billions of dollars locked up in it right now. You're in the millions, right? RLUSD 38 million, ArcX 16.91 million, Open Eden 5.11 million. All right, we are still so far away from where we need to be, but we are making a general right direction. National Commercial Bank of Saudi Arabia joins RippleNet. That is obviously bullish. I do think this is kind of older news, but this person's putting it out like it's new news. All good. Brad Kimes put this out, replacing the petrodollar system. This is exactly why we've been talking about it. Stablecoins replace the need for a petrodollar agreement. Then why haven't they told us yet that XRP will be used to underpin it? Let me go ahead and play this 3.5-minute clip. Here we go.
All right. Stablecoins are becoming extremely popular in the payments network, and are operating on the decentralized network gives users a degree of financial freedom. Whereas a central bank digital currency gives the government more control over private citizens' transactions and can lead to increased consequences with privacy, supervision, and overall financial freedom. We must allow for more innovation in the digital payments world, not constructing growth with a central bank for digital currency. So, Mr. Collison, does Stripe have any examples of customers using Stripe's stablecoin orchestration platform to break free from authoritarian governments or deflationary national currencies?
Thanks for the question. We see many examples of this. I think of the comparison to the petrodollar system, where starting back in the 70s, the series of agreements with Gulf states created an enormous new source of secular demand for dollars. We're seeing the same thing happening today in emerging markets, where people are taking enthusiastic advantage of this new liberty and this new capability where they can hold dollars and they can, again, get direct access to the world's preeminent reserve currency. I think this is a really big deal for global liberty and for global prosperity.
Quickly, this committee feels strongly that the interact of a federal regime for stablecoin issuers will ultimately inhibit China's ability to control the space. We've seen countries around the world take action to establish national regimes for stablecoins. EU, Japan, UK, Singapore have all taken steps to establish the regulatory framework for stablecoins, recognize potential to modernize payments and enhance financial. So, Mr. Callison, again, quickly, as a global payments company, could you elaborate on how important it is for the U.S. to establish a federal framework to maintain U.S. competitiveness?
I think this is important for two reasons. One, there are the practical benefits for American consumers and for American business today. And I think it's simply on those merits worth putting forth a formalized federal framework that enables the stablecoin ecosystem here in the country. But then I think there's a second reason. I think this is what you're getting at, that while it is the case that an overwhelming majority of transactions today are in fact denominated in dollars, and that's enormously to the US's benefit, there is a risk that if the US adopts a posture of discouraging and inhibiting stablecoin adoption, that the rest of the market will respond and adapt. And perhaps we're here in 5 years, and the preeminent stablecoin currency is euros or renminbi or some other global currency. And I think that would be to the US's detriment.
All right, we'll have to see, man. Obviously, stablecoins, US dollar stablecoins are going to be the most popular thing going forward. Really quickly, just checking the chat, I just banned a few people. William, Ariana, if you guys ever see somebody talking about like somebody else in Bitcoin and like I made this trading, just ban that person, like totally. Right click on them and just ban them from the channel because they're, it's a scam. Crypto, like my videos every day that I put out, some days I spend 1, even 2 hours either deleting comments, banning people, and 2 hours here, 2 hours there. Sooner or later, I'm spending 10, 15 hours a week blocking and banning people. And it's just like, it's a full-time job, So we do the best we can with scam comments, guys. Report them if you want. That could really help out, or whatever you want to do with them. But like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Just fucking ban them. I haven't seen them too much in the chat, actually. Like, I think this is like the first time I've seen scam comments like in the live chat. I haven't seen scam comments in the live chat. I don't know, maybe if I missed that the last time. But Clayton, what's up? See, Clayton's a good guy. Clayton was just in Hawaii with his wife, and we went to lunch, and then we went to dinner. Man, really good guy. Thankful I met him. But yeah, ban everybody. Just kidding. Don't ban everybody. Just ban the bad people. All right, let's keep it going. This was interesting. This is like, I hope like, I don't know. CoinDesk put this out. Turns out breakfast is the real moonshot. Egg prices have outpaced many cryptocurrencies in growth over the last 12 months. Holy shit. I was thinking about this the other day. I was walking Luna and I was like, man, too bad we can't create a crypto project where, people that own, a token or whatever, it equals like a chicken, and whatever eggs that chicken hatches, you get a percentage. Like, I think there's some type of DeFi project we can put together with chickens and eggs. But here you go. Eggs up 59%. I don't even know. What is this? Yellow, orange is Bitcoin. Doge is 0.07%. Damn, what is this? Ethereum is down 52%. Holy shit. And then dog with hat plus 74. Shouldn't that be minus 76.4% instead of plus because it's negative? Great graphic from CoinDesk. Yikes. OKX Europe has acquired a MIFLD2 license from Malta, bridging it a step closer. Bringing it a step closer for offering regulated derivatives throughout the entire European economic area. Anytime we can get more derivatives on chain is what we're looking to do. There's also the SEC may hold off on approving any of the recent spot crypto exchange traded product funds until Paul Atkins, Donald Trump's nominee to run the regulatory thing, is actually approved by the Senate. What's interesting is Paul Atkins, I believe, was on Securitize's board for a long time. And Paul Atkins understands the role of Ripple and XRP, which is actually really cool to see. Modular blockchain, Hemi XYZ unveiled its mainnet with a $440 million in TVL locked. So there are some pretty big, whales still looking to lock up TVL for a higher percentage period. Tokenization is the revolution of asset classes by transforming everything from real estate to debt instruments and carbon credits. Debt tokenization, such as European investment banks' 100 million euro digital bonds, is bringing much needed liquidity to traditional static assets. Tokenized funds like Franklin Templeton's on-chain U.S. government money fund are changing the way transactions and processes and share ownership is managed. With over 50 billion in assets tokenized by 2024, this trend is expected to skyrocket in 2025. Man, I'm really, really waiting for this juice. Let me see. This is a whole report. Let's see what else is in this report. Oh, can't we just get the report? We got to... No, they can't just give me the report. All right, I'm not going to read all that stuff to you. All right, guys, let me just answer some of your questions. We've been going about an hour and 15 minutes worth of news. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Jen with the $1.99. That's for Ariana. I will make sure Ariana gets that, Jen. Thank you so much. Can't do any of this without her, so I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Lion, absolutely. I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you for the positive vibes. I really like your PFP photo there. It's pretty cool. Appreciate you. Farm coin, exactly. See, Captain Smokey knows what's up. We'll figure it out. Like we'll get a big, we need like mom and pop chicken stops or something, and like one token or one bond is equal to 1, 3, or 5 chickens, and then we'll be all millionaires soon, guys. I'm telling you. Let me see here. Crypto Sensei, if XRP hit, or better when XRP hits $1,000, I'll ask you for your address to send you tickets to Santorini and a free stay in my hotel. I would love that. I would love that. Thank you so much. It would be an honor. It would be an honor. And I could do chats like from the hotel, man. This is great. Count me in. I'm definitely in. Ariana, you can almost get a whole XRP with that. You know what we might do? I mean, I don't know if people are interested in like donating to the channel, but we could create like a special XRP fund for Ariana. So when we do chats, if people want to donate some XRP to her, well, we can do that. I'm totally down for that. Appreciate you. John, what are you saying here? Sensei, keep that chin up. In Australia, I wake up to your blogs every day. Thanks for always. You lift up our spirits. John, thank you so much, man. It really is an honor. Man, I want to visit Australia too. So if XRP hits $1,000 tomorrow or a year from now, expect me on your doorstep. All right. We can call it. See, I see, like now people are taking this seriously. Look, call it hen and the reward can be eggs. Yeah. See? Yeah. Like this could work. I'm telling you. Taxes, insurance, stocks, bonds, Snickers bars, all of it eventually. Are we talking about tokenization of assets? Donate to Ariana, get her free XRP. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sensei for president 2028. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know what? I sent a message on LinkedIn to Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Stuart Alderati, Marcus Infinger. I sent messages to every like high-end Ripple employee. Nobody's responded to me. Man, I wonder how big the channel has to get to really get those people to respond to you. I don't know what you have to do. But let's see here. Day says, being new to crypto, I currently hold 1K XRP. What would you suggest is a good round number to hold? So Day's great question, man. I think this question really is about, what is your risk level, like your appetite for risk, and what are you willing to lose, right? I guess risk and losing is the same thing, right? Because what we're doing right now, and make no mistake, digital assets are the future of, the finance system, okay? We don't know which assets are going to be highly adopted. Like we don't have facts of which ones are going to be mostly adopted, but we can understand through partnerships, things that are being built on the chain, what companies are, are they working with to develop other assets. We can understand like what will probably be used, right? And we understand that XRP is probably something that can transform the entire financial system. So, I'm from the, school of thought. I'm going to try to buy as much XRP as I possibly can. There are some other assets that obviously that, if you're getting into crypto that you could take a look at. Stuff like, people like XLM, people like XDC, Algorand, HBAR. There's some really good technologies that I think will capture a lot of value in the future. And I think those are probably the top of the list. And there's a lot more too, but like I've noticed my first year in crypto, my first like 1 or 2 years buying in crypto, 2020 and 2021. I had way too many assets. Like I thought like buying, 100 assets, crypto assets was cool. And then I realized really quickly, it's impossible to keep track of 100 assets. So now, what I do now is just focus on a few, 5, 10, and that's it, Anyways, tokenization with AI. Yeah, it'll happen. Maxi Milano. That's a dope name. That is a dope name. Where's the flag from? Is that, I don't know. I'm really bad with flags. Sensei needs XRP donate address. I know. You know what? We'll cook one up. We'll cook one up. Definitely. Ripple shares are at 125. I just don't think Ripple is at the part where they're going to IPO. Like I've heard people at Ripple, I think it was Brad Garlinghouse, but don't quote me. I like, my brain is so saturated with just different things, but I think it was Brad that said that if and when Ripple IPOs, they're going to want to do it in a bull market for the stock market. And over the last few weeks, because of different policies and some, the economy was already slowing down when Biden got voted out, right? Or the Democrats got voted out. The economy was already slowing down, right? And so there's going to be this adjustment period that the Trump administration keeps talking about. We don't know how long that's going to play out for. So I just don't see Ripple IPOing until all of that stuff is worked out. The quicker, the better for everybody, right? But I think you need to wait for that. Asset tokenization, the conversation is jumping around. Yeah, it is jumping around. I'm trying to jump with you. I'm doing my best here. XRP is holding its own today. Absolutely. Absolutely, Dace. Trying to, man. Trying to. Yeah, Ondo is great. Ondo is great. Yeah. Ondo is really good. If you want to take a look at what that is, let me pull it up for you, man. Whoever said Ondo, thank you so much for including Ondo in the conversation. Ondo is a great asset to be talking about. Ondo Finance. So BlackRock, like this is, collect connections into BlackRock. 86 cents. It has a high here of $1 or $2, right? So, if you're long on Ondo, maybe this is a good opportunity. Maybe it's a good opportunity. Man, you guys, any XRP. David, great to hear it, man. 6,850 XRP. I love that. I love to hear that. Because you know what? Like, listen, I try to, when I talk to somebody brand new that I don't have conversations with about crypto, I always kind of bring in the conversation of like, a lot of people are extremely happy with, the people they marry, their kids, their hobbies, right? Whatever it is. But usually money comes up with a lot of families that are living, paycheck to paycheck, or might not have as much, extracurricular money to do things, right? And so any person that is a billionaire today that didn't inherit $1 billion and built that from scratch, they usually invested in technology of some kind, right? Not everybody, but a large part of those people. Elon Musk, right? He got to where he is today because of PayPal, right? That was the first one. And then he went in with Tesla and then SpaceX. And then, the guy just lost $100 billion and he's still one of the richest people in the world. So, that is why I like investing in crypto assets. They might not all work out, but, I don't need them all to work out. I just need one. I just need one to work out. Man, JH, we are working on the bots, man. I don't really see too many bots on my end. Different names asking the same questions. It's not bots. It's not bots. JH, I don't pay for bots. I never have. I never will. And so these are actually real people. They're not bots. If they are bots, I'm not paying for them. And if you take a look at like my views, they're not bots. But all good, all good. Ondo and XRP going to tokenize US treasuries. Exactly. Captain Smokey is on it, man. Captain Smokey is hot. Pitch Black Mirror says 23K XRP over here. Man, look at that. That's a bag. That is a bag. Nice bag. Just, I mean, people are, JH, I think it's a little bit of people, you know, everyone is different. You know, I've been in crypto a week. I've been in crypto a month. I've been in crypto 6 months. Everyone has similar questions, you know, so I do this chat twice a week and I've answered the same question 1,000 times. It's fine though. You know, everyone's learning, everyone's growing. It's all good, man. I'm a bot. See, Lionheart's a bot. What is bots? So Jen, bots can be, well, there are companies that you can go to, you know, you can have like typing bots where they type messages in. You can have it where like viewing bots. It's just like, you know, a computer or something like that is generating, you know, either comments or something like that. I don't get paid for comments, just so everyone knows that. But all good, man. All good. Martin says he is not a bot. Martin is real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Martin is real. Beep boop. William, you're funny, man. You're funny. We're all living in an AI simulation. I mean, that could be true. That could be true. Don't wake me up if we are. I don't really want to. If the world is kind of like all run down, don't unplug me. Leave me plugged in, please. Oh man. Chatbot to spread misinformation. There's a lot of that stuff too, man. I'm a bot XRP. You guys are funny. All right, who's got any questions? Any real questions I can answer? It is getting towards like 2 o'clock. I don't really want to have this thing go too much longer. I'm gonna walk my dog here in a little bit. I am Robbie Roberto, the robot. See, we have a lot of bots. The annoying thing is people who have little money. People who have little money have to spend so long. Wait, the annoying thing is people who have little money have to spend so long going long. However, the rich can jump in last minute and still come out on top. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there, man. You are not wrong there. I think, you know, when Ripple talks about a level playing field, you know, I think a lot of people don't like the manipulation. The crypto market is filled with manipulation. Oh, my dog's doing all right. Thank you for asking. She's doing good. She's doing good. We haven't had any problems, or she hasn't had any episodes in last month. So anytime we can go a full month without an episode, we're thankful. Talk about XRP memes. I mean, there's only like 1 or 2 memes in the XRP ecosystem that I'd actually buy. I think Phoenix is one of them. I think Phoenix is like the only one I'd actually like buy and like hold on to for a long time. I sold a lot of Phoenix like when the market was still good, and I haven't bought back in too much. Crypto Sensei, Axelar is for Big Dream or Quant. So that's tough, man. Like I haven't seen too many things happening with Quant recently. I think Axelar is, you know, if you want to support the XRP ecosystem, Axelar is a great way to do that. But, you know, Quant is also a pretty good asset. I just think you'd probably have more growth with Axelar over Quant. It's just, you know, over the next maybe year or two. Yeah, thank you, Pretender. I appreciate you asking. I really do. Thank you. What similarities do XDC and XRP have? So, I mean, they're both trying to solve problems at scale. XDC is more focused around shipping is the wrong word. Trade finance was the word I was looking for. They're more shaped around trade finance. They're based out of Singapore. XDC is, and I think it's going to be used a lot in you know, shipping or moving things internationally, trade finance, that type of stuff. I think XRP with Ripple is more focused on institutional money moving around the planet and how they can speed that up. So, yeah. Crypto Sensei, why do you talk about the only blockchain service provider listed on FedNow's website, Meticulous? because, I don't really care about Meta blockchain or Meticulous. I think like for a long time, like that was considered a scam cryptocurrency, like for a long time. And anything that's like considered a scam for like years in the crypto space, I don't care if they get listed on a whatever. I don't see institutions lining up to work with Meticulous. Like here, let's look. Hold on. Let me pull something up here real quick. MET. Hold on, let me pull something here. Let's look at this together. Let's look at this together. So we got MET ALL. I just want to spell it right. I just don't want to screw it up. METTALL ICUS. Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, Meticulous partnerships. Here we go. Okay. So they have a strategic partnership with FBV Tech. I don't know what the hell that is. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you search Ripple partnerships, like, you have some of the biggest banks in the world, some of the biggest financials, in the world. And then, like, I'm still looking for, like, a company that is not Meticulous putting out something about, what's it called? Let's go to their newsroom. I mean, see, like, if you have to like put this out there, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, where's the partnerships at, man? Like, hold on, let's look here. And engineering team update. Who cares? Payfinia, a Meticulous partner to extend instant payments in cryptocurrency to U.S. credit unions. Okay. Metallica's reflecting on 2024. Not helpful. Here's something about Bionefi connecting 70 credit unions, but aren't you working with this company to connect credit unions? So now you have two companies connecting credit unions. Okay. NASDAQ useless. FedNow. Okay. American Banker useless. US Faster Payments useless. Quarterly update. Like, where is the partnerships with big banks? I don't know, man. It's just, why am I going to buy this if I could just buy more XRP? Right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Just, it's not for me. It's just not for me. Like, if this is something you like and you're bullish on it, I love that, man. Be bullish on it. If this is something that you think has value, you've done the research on it. I just can't. Like, what's the ticker for that token? I'll look it up. Keeping the chat cleared of all these whack scripters. I don't know what that means, man. Let's see here. It's listed on the FedNow website. All right, so I'm just going to ban you. Like, real quickly, guys, just some housekeeping. If you're going to like talk shit to anybody, especially me, I'm just going to ban you from my channel. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't care. All right. So just real quick. All right. Let's just, if you can't be nice about it to each other, like, Bob's gone. Bob ain't coming back. Bob is gone. All right. Let's see what else here. Somebody donated $4.99. Let's see here. Just tuned in. Did you already talk about how the Ripple case? Yeah, righto. We did talk about that. I can pull it back up for you though, man. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Here, so I think you're asking about, let's see if I can find it. You're asking about, let me see, where is it? I think it's like right in here. Here, this is it. This is what you want to know. So, I mean, basically to summarize this, the reason that you haven't heard of a, you know what? I'll just read it to you, man. Here. Eleanor Terrett. Scoop. Two well-placed sources tell me that the SEC Gov and Ripple case is in the process of wrapping up and could be over soon. My understanding is that the delay in reaching an agreement is due to Ripple's legal team negotiating more favorable terms regarding the August district court ruling, which imposed a $125 million fine on the company and included permanent injunction preventing the company from selling XRP to institutional investors. The argument, I'm told, is that if the new SEC leadership is wiping out the enforcement slate clean for all previously targeted crypto firms that don't involve fraud, I got to add that piece to it, because it believes regulatory clarity will resolve the underlying issue. Why should Ripple still be penalized? Accepting the Torres ruling would, as it stands, would mean that Ripple essentially agreeing to admit wrongdoing. But now the SEC itself is seemingly unsure whether any wrongdoing occurred. This is no real playbook for this kind of thing. So there's no real playbook for this kind of thing. That is kind of the reason why we haven't seen anything just yet. I hope that does help you, my friend. Yeah, Bob's gone. Rest in peace, Bob. Like, if we can't be cool to each other, like I get people are emotional. I'm a very emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm very, very kind and nice until I'm not, right? Like, we all have our limits of what we're going to accept. You know, I don't make any money doing these chats. I do them out of, one, to help my community better understand what's going around the crypto market, and two, just to like spend some time with you and answer your questions, So let's just, we got to treat each other with some respect here. All right. I love that. All right. I believe we got a ceasefire in Ukraine. I love to hear that. I love to hear that, George. I want to see Ukraine come out on top, man. Like my heart breaks when I see Russia bombing like schools and churches and things like that. I can't get on board with that kind of stuff. So I'm glad the U.S. aid restarted to Ukraine, and I hope they can get through it, man. It's tough. Do you believe the H-bar spike relatively on the same time frame as XRP? I think, Pretender, I think this is all going to move at the same time here. Like, we might get like things pumping, and something else is going down, but the overall big moves that the whole market is looking for, that'll happen at one time. Unless the only way that it wouldn't happen like that is if Trump announced like XRP is going to, or Ripple is the new financial system in the US, like that would obviously do insane numbers for XRP, and the rest of the market would just be the rest of the market would be gone. Everyone would be putting all their money in XRP. Like, those are the things that could affect it. All right, Rhino, I'm glad you got it, man. We're close. It sounds like we're close, man. I'm really looking forward to reporting to you guys that it's done. Sensei, can you post our Discord link? Someone wants to send you some information. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me pull it up here. I keep forgetting to what's it called? To show people the Discord. Yeah. So here, somebody wants the Discord link. Invite people, copy. Here, let me invite this. All right. This should get you into Cryptonaires. Just make sure, like, if you come into Cryptonaires, when you come in, you see like my DMs right here under admin. Make sure you're talking to me. There are scammers pretending to be me. Okay. So just right click and, send me a message. If you right click on my name, you can, send a message and I'll respond to you. Okay. Guys, yeah, if you're looking to grow and learn, if you're learning crypto, if you want a safe place to ask questions, talk with other people that are bullish on the same things that you are, new projects, Cryptonaires is a good place to do that kind of stuff. WAP.com/Cryptonaires. If you're interested in joining up, code BullRun. We'd love to have you in the community. All right. Thoughts on Sui? We've been talking about Sui since it was 70 cents. I think Sui's like the next Solana. As far as when I say the next Solana, I'm talking about adoption wise, right? I think Solana is really like a cesspool for meme coins and phones nobody wants to buy unless they're getting free crypto. But I think Sui is a great ecosystem, man. Corbin, I think like obviously Ukraine's been going through some stuff, right? Like they used to be controlled by Russia, right? Is corruption inside of the government, right? There's corruption in the US government, right? Isn't that what Elon Musk and Trump are doing? There's corruption everywhere. So to say like to blame a country for that, like I guess, are you more bullish on Russia? You want Russia to win? Can't get behind that, man. I can't get behind that. All right. Pronounce Sui again? Here, Sui. Let me show you. Sui. This is Sui. We started talking about Sui kind of like background, right in this area as it started to go up here. This thing has a high of 540, 520. Oh shit, hold on. I didn't show the right thing. I apologize. Here. There you go. This is Sui. SUI. Yeah, dude, like Corbin, you know what it is? It's scammers get through to people when they pretend that they're me. And I don't know, man. Like if I could do something about it, I would. Like if I could pay somebody to hunt these people down, put them in a box, I probably would. But there's not much I can do about it, man. I have no idea who these people are. I think Corbin, I think like, you know, hit me up on Discord or Twitter. I'll give you my phone number and we can have the conversation privately about that. Cause like, I think me and you have opposite opinions on the whole thing. So that's all good. It's just here's not the right place to have that conversation. My dad also gets taxed 45%. Damn. Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Oh, John, thank you so much, man. John Ross Rockefeller. That is a boss name. That is a boss name. Appreciate you. Really? Really? What? Oh, I'm not going to relive this here. Crypto Sensei, I sent you a link. Can you connection with XRP? Where'd you send it? Discord or Twitter? Let me know. I'll take a look. Let me see. Oh, it might be page 27. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. 27 here. You want to take a look at this together? Page 27. All right. A comprehensive description of each step can be found below. To contextualize the workflow, we have described the steps from the perspective of various ecosystem participants and included prototype samples from the Australia PM investor portfolio construction management application. What am I looking for here? Oh, Axelar? Is that what you're is this what you're asking? Is this what you want to point out? Media has been lying to everyone? Well, then how do you know what's going on then? I don't understand that. Like you like, do some people privileged to like the real news? I don't know. Like I listen to like BBC America, right? And you know, there's a bunch of other news organizations. I follow a few things on like here. You guys want to know what's going on in here? I'll give it to you here. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This is the channel that I get my Ukraine news from. All right. This is not a CNN or MSNBC. This is a great place to get world news about what's happening. And so I don't know, man. Like I don't agree with your thoughts on Ukraine and Russia. I have the complete opposite view, but we can still be friends. But that's where I get my my news from as far as when it comes to the Ukraine and Russia conflict. Nico, what did you ask me? What about Solana? I mean, like, who cares about Solana? Sui is probably a better thing to buy at this point anyways. I think people understand that meme coins are not the future. And like, I just like Solana is all built around meme coins. And I just don't think it's going to have value in the future. Do you like XCN as a crypto? I don't have any XCN. I don't. No, not going to touch XCN. Meticulous. We went over this earlier. 72,000 pending. We hit 72,000. We got to 72,000. We got to 72K earlier this morning, actually. Let me see something. Let's see here. Cass, you're killing me, bro. Hold on one second. All right. Let me see. What was I getting? Oh, I was getting the numbers, the count. Hold on. Let's see. Analytics. $72,140 is the live number. Here, I'll show you. There you go. There's the live number. XLM. I mean, XLM's cool. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm all for some of these other assets, but world politics do affect markets. Affects all markets. Are the prices soon to be XR? Hold on. Are the prices of soon to be XRP ETFs linked to spot XRP? Yes, they are going to be spot. They are going to be spot ETFs. Yes, absolutely, Jared. Good question. So Curtis says, if I hold on to my BitTorrent and Luna, do you think it would be worth more in the future? You know how the older something gets, the more it appreciates in value. Curtis, listen, if you've been in the crypto space for a while, you own probably a lot of crypto that's not worth anything anymore. I think, the more risk that you take, the more money that you lose in some of these assets. XRP, a recipe for rocket fuel. I love that. So is XRP ISO compliant yet? Big Mo. Is that a real question? Is that a real question? You are the most balanced, rational, fact-based podcast that I subscribe to. Oh, I love that. I'm going to frame that. That's nice. Thank you. I even took a photo of that. Thank you. So I just decided to join your Discord server based on the videos. I thought it is a costly subscription, but I cannot find anything about paying anything. So is it free? Thanks, Silver Dragon. So there is, you got to go to WAP. Our signups on Watch. You can be in the Discord for free, but you don't get access to the paid channels. If you want to come into the Discord, you can do, you get a 5-day free trial and $50 off the first month if you use code BULLRUN. Come in, take a look around, man. We're not for everybody, but it's a good group of people I've been with for a very long time, for years. And, I wouldn't change it for anything. The problem is if you lower the price to like $5 or $10 a month, you just get all kinds of scammers and randoms in. So, if you want to keep the place safe, $50, $100 a month is kind of where you need to keep it. Why doesn't Ripple provide more updates on the case? B-Fire, the case is pretty much done. Like here, let me give you something. We went over this a few times today already. Probably won't get into it again, but let me give you a link that you should read. You should take a look at this here. They are working to get the case resolved. There's just a few things that are outstanding. Ripple not being able to sell XRP to institutional clients, that's a problem for Ripple. They're trying to see if they can fix a few of these things before they actually get the case totally settled. All right, guys, listen, hey, I love you all, but I'm exhausted. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, William. I appreciate each and every one of you and your time. We are going to be live again on Friday at 2:30 PST. I hope to see some of you there. Just want to say thank you for spending this time with me. It really is an honor to get to know you, learn about you, talk with you. And, even if we disagree on different subjects, I hope we can put that past us, right? And move forward. I think the most interesting people are the people I disagree with, because those are the people that I can learn something from, right? If I just surround myself with people that all agree to the exact same things I'm saying, I'll never get anywhere in life. So I hope that was some value. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.